Okay, this episode will give you anxiety. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 8. It Chooses. Whew, this episode was intense. So we start off with Misty and Mari, and they are taking Lottie to the attic so they can lay her down so she can heal. And Mari keeps complaining about how bad Lottie's urine smells. And Misty snaps at her and is like, "You are a freaking brat. You're always complaining. If it smells that bad, take it downstairs. As much as Lottie has done for us, like you shouldn't be literally tripping over the smell of her urine." So Mari does what she's told, goes downstairs, but in the process, she drops the urine and she's like bawling in tears because, they're all tired, they're hungry, they're delirious. And so next we see Akila is playing with her nasty ass pet mouse. And Thaisa kind of comes over and she's like, "What are you doing? Who are you talking to? What are you playing with?" And Akila snaps on Ty and is like, "He's mine. Get away from him. He's mine." And Ty finally looks and is able to see it. And she's like, "Akila, the mouse is dead." And so we see, as well as Akila at the same time, that the mouse is actually dead. And she's been playing with a dead mouse this entire time. And so literally she's like, "No, no, 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 no. No, I'm serious. Like this mouse was alive." And so at this point, it's like this episode is about everyone losing their freaking minds. And at this point, they're so hungry, they're so tired, like everyone is delirious at this point. So next, Psycho Shauna comes back and tells the girls at the wellness ranch that they found Adam's remains. And of course, Natalie, Misty, and Ty are concerned, while Lottie and Van are like, "Well, who's Adam? Like, who's Adam?" And they're like, "Oh, that's Shauna's friend." So Shauna's like, "I'm sorry, I have to go back home. I got to be with my family." And so Natalie and Misty kind of chase after Sean, and they're like, "Don't you think you need to stay here so we can probably think of something to come up with?" And so Ty and Van are talking, and Van's like, "What's going on?" Of course, she can spot Ty lying immediately. And Van's like, "Y'all had something to do with this." So before Shauna can get in her car, Van takes Shauna keys and throws them in the woods. And she's like, "No one is going anywhere until we talk about this nonsense." So with that, Ty catches on and realizes what Shauna said. And Ty's like, "Why would Jeff be calling you about this when we were the only ones that were supposed to know what we did to Adam?" And, Natalie also makes a comment like, "Did you tell Jeff about it?" And so Van is like, it, like, what the hell y'all hoes talking about? What it? So at this point, Lottie sees that there are a couple of her purple people eaters are outside and they're kind of like listening in as to what's going on. So Lottie's like, "Ladies, let's go to the sanctuary. Let's go to our little area and we can talk in private." So back to teenage Lottie. Now that she has been beaten to oblivion, I'm sorry. Now that she's gotten her ass whooped, teenage Ty is about to sleepwalk again because she doesn't have Lottie there to control her or help her. Some of the girls pretty much don't have compassion for Lottie, and Van checks them about being considerate. If she needs blankets, give her the blanket. Like, Lottie is the reason why we're able to, quote unquote, stay alive. So with that, Natalie is talking to Coach, and Natalie says maybe Lottie dying isn't a bad thing because she has some type of weird hold over these girls. And I'm like, damn it, I agree. I think a lot of us who watch this show agree. Now, can we get to the why she has the control? Okay, we clearly know she has some type of control, but why does she have it? That's what we need to know. So at the same time, Natalie also talks to Coach about Hobby and saying that how she saw him bowing to a symbol tree, and Coach is like, which tree? So while Javi is asleep, Coach goes into Javi's things and finds the drawing of the tree, but he's like freaking out over it. And I'm confused as to why. And definitely in the comments, please let me know why he's freaking out. Like, is now that he sees the actual picture, is the tree calling him to come there? I'm a little confused. So next thing you know, Mari has a vision about blood coming out of the walls, and Akila is about to eat the dead mouse. Okay, so this is like every single scene, it gets more intense. So next, we go to the police knocking on Shady Jeff's door with a search warrant, and the one police officer who was hitting on Callie is a little too excited to search the house, and I have a strange feeling something is going to happen to him. And Callie tries to mess with his head and is literally recording him on a video. And she pretty much says, hey, you preyed on a child. Let's see what the jury says about that. And he says, the jury will see how much of a psycho your mother is and realize that the psycho gene has trickled down. I mean, he has a point. Sorry. Not sorry. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I call her Psycho Shauna. And yeah, Callie is a little off her rocker herself. Jeff is shady, but Jeff is sane. Okay. So next, Jeff sits with the officer that he actually went to high school with. I forgot his name. But Jeff says, do I need a lawyer? And the officer says, asking for a lawyer comes off like you're guilty or something. Look, damn it, audience, people listening. I don't care if you are 100% guilty or 100% innocent. Always have a lawyer. Can't trust their asses. I don't care. And I don't care what they think it may be. Always have a lawyer next to you before you start getting questioned by the freaking police. Can't trust their asses. You can't trust them. So the police show Jeff's photos. They show Jeff photos of Adam's body parts, and it takes everything in Jeff to keep his cool because I think he just can't believe that his wife was able to do something that gruesome. And again, I'm still finding it hard to believe that he didn't see signs of this. Like, I mean, you've been with her for 20 plus years at this point. Like, you didn't see any signs. Like, even some of the known top serial killers, like, didn't they also have some type of signs? They may not have assumed that they were out there murdering people, but at the same time, they knew something was wrong. Like, Jeff didn't know anything was wrong with Shauna. Like, this is just all of a sudden coming out. I just find that hard to believe, but hey, who knows? So, with that, we literally see next back at the wellness ranch, the secrets are coming out. Okay, so it's funny to watch these scenes because it's almost like all of these psychos in one room trying to point the finger at another psycho, saying that person is crazier than them. That's the vibes I got watching all of this during the wellness ranch and all of them kind of coming together. So the first scene with them sitting in that room, Misty tells the group that the investigator she took care of, aka killed, that lady was hired by Ty. And so everybody's freaking out, was like, oh my gosh, Ty, like, why would you do that? She's like, look, I couldn't trust y'all. Like, Natalie's a drug addict. Like, Shauna, let's not act like you didn't need the money. And Shauna's like, F you. So literally, Misty has to boast about how she took care of it. And yeah, you're welcome. I always take care of things. And y'all got to give me my props for being just like a happy-go-lucky killer. So then we go back to teenage Misty, who sees Coach sharpening his crutches with a knife, and she's nervous that he is going to off himself. But he's like, look, I'm not about to off myself. If I was about to off myself, would I take this much pride in trying to sharpen my crutches to go out in the snow? So Misty leaves him alone. So with that, Travis sees Natalie connecting with Javi, and Travis says, sorry to Natalie for treating her like shit, because at first, of course, he was blaming Natalie for, him not being able to find Javi sooner. But, Natalie has a heart of gold, and she definitely, I think she gave Javi her gloves or something like that. Like he she let Javi have her gloves. So, I think Travis saw that as like, she really is sweet and she really does care. So Lottie wakes up and she, of course, her face is still beaten to death, halfway beaten to death. And she tells Misty that if she dies, don't waste her body. We clearly know what that means. So Coach goes outside and goes on a hunt for this tree. And something tells me this is going to be his last trip. Something tells me he's not going to make it back to the cabin, but we'll see. So back at the wellness ranch, again, it's like the psychos are having a confession and pointing the finger. And so Misty and Ty figure out that Jeff was the one who actually blackmailed them, not Adam. So everybody's freaking out over Shauna, and like, Shauna, like, seriously, did your freaking husband freaking blackmail us? So they're like, I trusted you, like you just used us, X, Y, and Z. So anywho, meanwhile, Walter, Misty's boyfriend in her head, gets an alert that they found Adam's body, and he sends a message to the police station. But I'm thinking it's to keep them away from Misty and not to actually snitch on her, but we'll see. Jeff has a nightmare about Shauna being back home and cutting him, and her hands end up turning into Edward's scissor hands to slice his throat. So he wakes up and he goes into the living room to see that Kelly is drinking a beer. And so Kelly asks her father, like, is she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like her mama? And at that point, Jeff decides to tell Callie that Shauna lost a lot in the wilderness, and it wasn't just Jackie, but it was also her baby, their baby, and that she had a brother that didn't make it, and she lost that baby in the woods. And so he tells her and he gives her some good advice, and he says, look, your mother's burdens are hers, not yours. So, but at the same time, losing that baby didn't make Shauna crazy. Shauna was already crazy. Let's not forget that Shauna, when they were out in the wilderness before all of this happened, was literally cutting up an animal and was almost about to lick the blood of the animal. She being crazy, straight up crazy. So with that, Misty goes downstairs, and this is teenage Misty. She goes downstairs and tells everyone what Lottie told her to make use of her body if she dies. And everyone is like, Lottie can't die. The wilderness won't let her die. Ty wakes up and says, well, damn it, we need to find a way to stay alive and keep Lottie alive as well. So back at the wellness ranch, the crazies try to guilt shame each other, and Natalie says they need to talk about all of their sins out in the wilderness. But Lottie says this is bigger than therapy. Like, therapy can't do anything for us as far as the situation. Like, we just can't talk it out. So next we see the sacrifice scene. And baby, this scene was intense. Misty shows the Queen of Hearts, which is the card we saw Lottie have at one point. And the Queen of Hearts means that you have to sacrifice yourself. And Natalie ends up picking that card. So Shauna is about to slit her throat, but tells Natalie to turn away. But Natalie is like, heifer. If you about to off me, you going to look me dead in my eyes and off me. So then that way I can haunt your ass. And Shauna can't do it. Like, she's holding the knife to her throat. She just can't do it. Next thing you know, Travis tackles Shauna and pushes all them heifers down. And he's like, hell nah, not my woman. Natalie, run. Natalie runs out of the cabin. Next thing you know, these damn girls turn into straight hyenas, hungry savages making animal noises, and goes after Natalie. Javi looks at his brother and sees that his brother is kind of hemmed up. They have a knife to him, but for whatever reason, he thinks Travis is okay, and he ends up running out. And I'm thinking he's running out at first to join the hunt to find Natalie, so they can kill her. So next, we're back at the wellness ranch, and Lottie tells the girls that the spirit wants a sacrifice and is going to choose one of them, and how she put something in their drink. One of the drinks has something that will off one of the girls. So pretty much it's like playing almost, I guess, a Russian roulette with drinks, and whoever gets the drink that's going to off them, that means the wilderness or the spirit chose them. Child, I guess, but that's what she's saying. So we're gonna see if anyone actually takes that drink. So Coach ends up finding the tree and realize it's like a cave, and he finds that there's bones in it, like someone was eating in there. So it makes me wonder if, like, I don't know if he's gonna stay in there or he's gonna find food and bring it back. Like, give me your theories below as to what that's about. So pretty much, Javi is trying to protect Natalie and tells, her that he knows where she can go, which I'm assuming is the tree. And so they run over the frozen lake, and Javi ends up falling through the ice. Natalie tries to save him, but Misty tells Natalie to stop or they'll eat her instead. So they pretty much watch Javi die in the cold water. And Van evil ass, like, I mean, all of them had a certain look, but Van just looked like, oh yeah, I'm about to eat the heck out of you. It was just a very creepy look. And she says, the wilderness has chose. Child, I'm so tired of them talking about this wilderness shit. But she says the wilderness has chose. And so with that, the episode goes off. And now we know why Travis and Natalie literally have been self medicating, because this means that Travis either has to starve to death or he has to eat his brother. Whew, if that's not a mind fuck, I don't know what is. So, anywho, what did you guys think about this episode? What are your thoughts on it? Give me your theories below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.